10 things that crazy rich Asians got wrong about Asia. I do know that the movie is a comedy. It's not to be taken seriously. It is not a documentary and does not in any way claim to represent what Asia is all about. I take that movie with a grain of salt, and so should this video. Crazy rich Asians, just like any other part of the world, is but 1% of Asia. I get it. I get that the movie is about crazy rich Asians and does not claim that every Asian, I mean, is rich. But that kind of rich that they portray isn't even 1% of the 1% of crazy rich Asians. If you go to other countries like Japan or the Philippines even, the old rich are actually all about sophistication and simplicity. You can actually better tell their wealth because of their simple sophistication. So not every crazy rich Asian is that flamboyant. Number 2, not a lot of Asians will speak English the way that they do. The fact is that if you were born and educated and grew up in Asia, you are most likely going to have an accent when you're speaking English. You might be fluent in terms of grammar and whatever, but in terms of accent, you're going to have one.
You will know that we have a law in the Philippines that says no president may stay in the presidency for more than 8 consecutive years. That is a law.
And so that movie, whitewash. Number 3, not all Asians are thin and flawless. They all have beautiful bronze skin, and that is not always the case in Asia. There's a lot of Asian countries, and a lot of us, some of us may be white, some of us may be yellow, some of us may be brown, some of us may be dark brown, very, very dark brown. And some of us are going to have pimples, and some of us are going to have excess weight. That's just how it goes with humanity. Not everyone is thin, not everyone has six packs. Number 4, there are different relationship or marriage practices in different parts of Asia. In some Asian countries, men are allowed to have multiple partners. In some other Asian countries, you're actually free to choose whoever you want to marry. In other Asian countries, you're actually encouraged to live together first before you get married. In some Asian countries, the parents choose for you. And so whatever you saw in the movie, that's probably true among Singaporean Chinese. But in other parts of Asia, totally different. Number 5 might shock you. There are a lot of Asian countries who actually don't give a rat's ass about Western brands. If you go to Japan, I think that's a good example. They make better products than other countries, so they don't really care about supporting other Western brands. If you go to China, they are probably going to make a better version of whatever it is that you're making and sell it cheaper. Number 6, in a lot of Asian countries, what women wear is actually dictated by the law. And so as beautiful as it may seem to watch all of these beautiful women wear different clothes in different colors and different shapes and form, in a lot of Asian countries that could get you to jail. The law actually tells you what you can and cannot wear. Number 7, not all Asian countries use chopsticks. I know it's surprising, but there are a lot of other Asian countries like the Philippines, Thailand, a whole lot of other Asian countries that actually use a spoon and a fork. And we don't actually use the fork to put food in our mouth. We just use it to push food into the spoon, and that is what we're going to use to put food in our mouth. Number 8, not all Asian countries have thin eyes. Guys, India, Pakistan, UAE, Afghanistan, these are all Asian countries, just in case you don't know. And they do not have thin eyes. Number 9, I think this movie should have been called Crazy Rich Singaporeans. That's more accurate. And lastly, I do know that the movie, as I've said in the beginning, is a comedy and not a documentary. And if you take it from that perspective, it's actually a pretty good one. It's good, but not great. It didn't actually make me laugh out loud. It made me smile and it made me chuckle. But the truth of the matter, this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but the truth of the matter is that it's a cliche. The story is a cliche. It's about a rich boy and a poor girl, and the character progression and the story progression is a cliche. It's predictable, with an even more predictable ending. I am very happy, don't get me wrong, as an Asian, that there is a movie that is 99% Asian, at least in terms of casting, that made a big splash in Hollywood. But I am not happy about the fact that of all the great Asian movies that we have done, this is the one movie that they are calling a triumph for Asians in Hollywood. Again, it's a good movie and I am happy for its success, and I will take Asian success in any shape or form. But this does not represent Asian filmmaking or Asian literature or Asian culture or Asian storytelling in form or in substance. But I still do think that it's a good movie and that you should watch it.